Hello everyone, welcome back to the Java tutorial series. In this video, we will learn about the Boolean data type in Java. We will understand what a Boolean is, how it stores values, and where it is commonly used in programming. So let's get started. So, Boolean data type in Java is used to store logical values. It has only two possible values. Either it can be true or it can be false. It is commonly used in decision making and conditions. So, what is Boolean? The Boolean data type is used to store logical values, unlike other data types that store numbers or characters. A Boolean can store only two possible values, true or false. These values are commonly used to represent conditions and decision in a program. So, why do we need Boolean? Boolean values help a program make decisions. For example, is a user logged in? Has a payment been completed? Is the student eligible for an exam? Is the age greater than 18? So, the answer to such questions is either true or false. This is where the Boolean data type becomes useful. So, once again, Boolean is a primitive data type and it represents a logical state which helps control program flow. For example, Boolean is Java fun equal to true. So let's talk about size and default value. So Boolean characteristics are Boolean belongs to primitive type and values are true or false, and default value for class variables is generally false. For example, Boolean is logged in equals to false. To create a Boolean variable, we use the Boolean keyword. So, for example, Boolean is logged in equals to true, and so syntax is Boolean variable name equals to value. So here the variable name is student and has license, and values are true and false, and Boolean is a data type. So for each student the value is true and has license, value is false. A Boolean variable can store only two values. So let's see in IntelliJ. So data type Boolean. The variable name is result 1 equals to true. Let's take one more example. Boolean result 2 equals to false. Let's print result 1 and result 2. Let's run the application. So here we can see the value assigned to result 1 is true and value assigned to result 2 is false. So for Boolean values, no other values are allowed apart from true or false. For example, values such as 1, 0, yes or no cannot be stored directly in a Boolean variable. Only true or false are valid Boolean values in Java. Let's see another set of examples. Boolean with comparison operator. In the later videos, we'll learn operators in detail, but for now, just to understand the Boolean, the concept of Boolean, we'll take example of comparison operator. So Boolean values are often generated using comparison operators. So for example, Boolean result equals to, let's say, 10 greater than 5. So let's try to print result. So as we can see here, 10 is greater than 5. So this is greater than is one of the comparison operator. That's why we are calling it as comparison operator. And 10 and 5 are operands. We'll see later. But for now, 10 is greater than 5. That means it is true. And the true will be assigned to variable result, which is of Boolean type. And in the next line, we are printing the result value. Let's run the application. So here we can see the last line is true. Since we have added two more lines, previously result 1 and result 2, and the last one is true. Let's see one more example. Let me comment this print statement so we'll have better clarity. So what if we change the condition result new equals to 10 less than 5 and try to print result new. So as we have already seen the variable naming convention that I am following, so while learning we should apply the concepts as well. So let's see what is the value of result new. So since 10 less than 5, this condition is false, the false will be assigned to result new variable which is of Boolean type, and we are printing in the next line the value of result new which should be false. Let's run the program. So here we can see the output is false. This expression evaluates to false because 10 is not less than 5. So Boolean in decision making. Boolean is useful in decision making. So one of the most important uses of Boolean values is in decision making statements such as if conditions. So Boolean in decision making. Let's have an example. Boolean is eligible equals to true, and let's say if is eligible, then print you can apply yeah. So decision making means if or else. So if this condition is true, then do something. So in this case we are printing if it is true. So this is decision making condition. So if the condition is true, the code inside the if block will execute. So let's run let me comment this line. So we'll get only one output. Let's run the program. So see, here we can see the output is you can apply. That means whatever condition we have written inside if, that is true, and the code inside the if block is getting executed. In the later videos we'll see much detail if else condition. So for now we understood Boolean. Let's have some more example to get better clarity. So Boolean is Java fun equals to true. Let's have another example. Boolean is exam over equals to false. So while declaring variable and assigning variable, I am taking care of variable naming convention. So let's print is Java fun is exam over Let's run the program. In this example, we create two Boolean variables and print their values. The output is true and false. So, let's understand the real world examples, real world applications. So, Boolean values are widely used in real world applications. So, some examples include user authentications, online payments, access permissions, login status, form validation, game development, feature toggles, and many more. So, whenever a condition needs to be checked, Boolean values are commonly used. So, some of the important points we should take care. So, let's remember some important points about Boolean. So, it stores only true or false. It is used for decision making. It is commonly used with if, while, and other control statements. So for now, don't worry about control statements. In the later videos, we'll understand the decision making and control statements in much detail. But for now, we should understand like booleans are used in such statements, as we have seen some of the examples. And also it improves program logic and readability. So these points make Boolean one of the most important data types in Java. So let's quickly summarize what we learned so far. So the Boolean data types stores logical values. It can contain only two values, true and false. Boolean values are used to evaluate conditions and control program flow. They are commonly used with comparison operator and decision making statement like if. So that's all for this video. I hope this tutorial helped you understand Boolean data type in Java. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.